What's up guys, this is John with Skate Better, and this is the Adidas 3st.003 shoe review. So overall, I'm just going to get into it and say that I really like this shoe a lot more than I thought I was going to, and it could be one of my favorite shoes that I've skated. It is one of my favorite shoes I've skated. Actually, it could be my favorite shoe that I've skated so far, and I didn't think I was going to have that experience. So you can get a good look at the shoe right here. It's pretty standard. It's a leather shoe. Most of the other models come in a suede, but the colorway that I liked came in a leather. So this is the Nickel Smith version, and if you don't know who he is, he's a pretty awesome skater, really cool dude. And yeah, so let's get into it. So what I liked about this shoe, I'll start with the fit. So I'm usually in between an 8 and an 8.5 on my skate shoes, and in this one I went with an 8 because I read reviews saying that it felt a little bit bigger. So I'm really glad I went with the 8. It fits my foot perfectly. And I think you could skate this shoe if you have a narrow foot or a fat foot. So like this part here is really narrow, like in the arch of your foot, and then it actually opens up a pretty decent amount here, and then it tapers off, but it's not too much of a taper like in America. So I really love that. It had like the perfect amount of space for my foot and my toes, and I just really enjoyed the way that it felt. It felt super snug, and it's a sock shoe. So I didn't know how that was gonna feel. It just being like a sock like this, the tongue is a part of the shoe. It doesn't move or anything, and it's great. It's awesome. You can literally just use this little pull tab, slip it right on, which I've never used this in my life, but I do use it with this shoe. And your foot feels really secure, and then you can use this to get it a little extra tight. And I actually even tried to remove the laces because I just ripped them the other day, and I was like, I wonder what it would feel like without the laces, but turns out I do need them. I liked it a little bit tighter here with the laces, but you probably could skate it if you have like a wider foot without laces because it feels really secure. Right off the box, it felt really flexible for like a leather shoe, so I don't normally expect that much flexibility in a leather shoe, because the one I was skating before this, the New Balance, was a little bit more rigid out of the box, but this is just like a really flimsy leather, and it feels so comfortable. And I would say that this was one of the most comfortable shoes besides the New Balance to just walk around in with the stock insole. And I wore it a lot actually, and I actually skated in it, and I felt my feet were hurting, so I put my footprint insoles in. But it's definitely a very comfortable shoe. Just comfort wise, like 9 out of 10. It's so comfy. And it has like breathable mesh inside. The tongue is a little thick without being too thin or too thick. The heel has a good amount of cushioning, and it really locks your heel in place. I hate it when it's like a low heel and I feel like my heel is gonna slip out, but I didn't feel that way about this shoe. It has this cool ollie pad here, which I didn't love at first aesthetically. I thought that I was gonna hate that, and it actually totally did its purpose. You can see that I did end up putting a hole in it. I've been skating it for like a month now, and the hole kind of came out of nowhere. Like I didn't see any signs of the hole coming through, and then I was kick flipping one day and just broke through. But the rest of it is completely intact. I don't have anything going on over here. Normally I rip this seam too, and that's still intact. And I just have a little bit of wear and tear here from heel flips, but ultimately it's holding up really good. What I will say is like the leather turns like a nasty gray if you skate it for a while, so that's not great, but most shoes turn to crap anyway when you're skating them, so that's fine. And what else I loved about the shoe is I didn't really rip laces in it. Like I usually rip laces like once every week or 2 weeks, and this thing has like this brilliant tongue that you can fold over, or it folds over. It's supposed to be like this, but I guess some people wear it like this. And I usually rip this hole right here, this eyelet right here, but because this covers it, I didn't. And the only time I did rip a lace was like the loop actually ripped from like kick flipping. So I put shorter laces on it, and I don't think that'll be an issue. I'm gonna continue skating the shoe even though it has a hole in it, because I don't care. It's just like really comfortable, and I still feel like I could get some more life out of it for sure. And what I didn't like, the only con I have on this shoe, like pretty much the only con is, and this is a particular thing for me on almost all my shoes, is I just would have loved like one more lace right here. Like I really feel like there's opportunity in skate shoes to have this part of your shoe like locked down on top of your foot, because I still feel like there's a little bit of too much room right here. Could be a personal preference thing, but other than that, it's such a good shoe. Like it skates really well, and what I love is it's a cup sole, but it feels like a vulcanized shoe because you have so much board feel in it. So tricks felt really good, flip tricks, even like the bottom of the sole is like really flimsy. I don't know, man, it's such a good shoe. This part right here wore down a little bit, I would say, and it's losing a little bit of its traction, but ultimately it still has a good amount of stickiness. And the tearing could also be the reason it teared a little bit quicker than other shoes, because I'm skating new grip tape right now. So I think like when you add that into the mix, you should still be able to get like six weeks out of this shoe, maybe 8 if you don't skate super hard. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It looks great, it skates well. Price-wise, this shoe goes for $95, which is expensive. I would normally never spend over like 70 bucks on a skate shoe, but I had an Adidas gift card, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot, and I'm so glad I did because so many people recommend this shoe and say that's one of their favorite shoes. And once I got over kind of the aesthetic, I actually ended up really loving the way it looks and loving the way that it feels and skates. And if I didn't continue to try other shoes, which is what I'm about, I probably would skate this shoe again. It would be like, this would be number 1, then the Boost Neats from Adidas would be number 2, then the New Balance, and then maybe like the Vans Kyle Walker, like in that order. Favorite shoes I've skated thus far. But yeah, it's a great shoe. I would definitely pick it up. You can find it on sale right now for like 65, 75 bucks on the Adidas website. And if you pass it by, I would definitely give it a chance. So that's all I got time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching. Take care.